Okay, so the last 5 questions of your guys' assignment talks about theoretical probability versus experimental probability. And so I'm going to explain what each of these mean, and then we'll give you guys an example of them, okay? So theoretical probability is, in theory, theoretical, right? What should happen in an event. So if we're talking about flipping a coin, we have two sides to the coin. And so in theory, we should get heads 50% of the time, or half, 1 out of 2. And we should get tails 50% of the time, or half, 1 out of 2. So in theory, this is what we should get. So if I flip a coin 10 times, in theory, 5 of those times, 5 out of 10, should land on heads, and then 5 out of 10 should land on tails, and it reduces back to this simplified fraction of that, okay? So in theory, this should happen. Now, experimental is what really happens. So if I'm sitting here and I'm flipping a coin and I get tails, heads, 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 tails, heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, experimentally, I didn't get what theoretically I should have gotten. Do you see that? So experimentally, my heads was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually got 6 out of 10 on my heads, which would reduce down to 3/5. And then my tails, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 out of 10 on my tails, which reduces down to 2/5. And from there, you can get your percentage. You would just take 3 divided by 5. You could even get it from here, 6 divided by 10, and you would get, well, I got heads 60% of the time, and I got tails 40% of the time. Experimentally, this was what I got. Theoretically, this is what I should have gotten. You see how that works out? In theory, it needs to work out perfectly. Experimentally is what really happens in an experiment. I'm going to show you guys one that you guys will see on your assignment today. I just wanted to explain the difference between theoretical probability and experimental probability. An experiment has to take place in order for experimental probability to happen.